The Toronto Raptors absolutely laid the smackdown on the Indiana Pacers 122 to 104 at Scotiabank Arena. And so the first thing that we must do is we will drop a bomb for the Toronto Raptors. And this thing was a bit up and down in that first quarter. And then in the third quarter, everything changed. But until we get there, a few things I got to mention first. Jakob Poeltl, according to one Blake Murphy, is very near to a return. I repeat, Jakob Poeltl is near a return. We may see him by next week. I don't see the point. You might as well keep him back until after All-Star break. They said he is practicing with his teammates. He's being physical, but they're looking at conditioning. That's the main thing, looking at conditioning. You may want to pop him in there once or twice before the All-Star break. I don't know, but we will see. But once again, he is near a return. Trayce Jackson-Davis makes his debut for the Toronto Raptors in this one. I'll let you know how we did in this game. But to start this thing off, starting lineup, typical. Quickly, Barrett, Ingram, Barnes, and Murray Boyles. And I promise I won't keep you long. It is Super Bowl Sunday. We're getting ready for the action. I know you are. I am as well. So I'm going to get you out of here as fast as I possibly can. Okay, so let's get to the notes here, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, and I hate to point this out immediately as I start the podcast. It's kind of a weird thing to do. But Brandon Ingram, do you realize with him that he does not do a good job of making entry passes into the paint? Just a quick observation that I made as soon as this game started. Pretty quiet game from him overall anyway. 26 minutes, 13 points, 5 of 12 from the field. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block in this game. But just a quick observation because I've been seeing it over and over and over again in a bunch of different games. And it kind of annoys me when you throw a pass just for the sake of throwing a pass into the paint and it keeps getting picked off. So weird way to start the show, but I did just want to mention that quickly. But overall, it was just a massive brick fest early in this game. And, I told myself that I was going to get a construction sound with, trucks going and bricks being laid and all that kind of stuff. I'll probably have that somewhere for the next podcast, just in case, another brick fest opens up a game or something like that. But overall, just not good shooting from any teams. The defense was actually pretty good early on in this game for both teams, to be pretty honest with you. The Pacers and Raptors, they had to get into the paint to start scoring. 8-6, 2-point advantage for the Pacers with points in the paint with 6:41 remaining. And it was an 11-9 Pacers lead at the first timeout in this game. Nembhard did have 7 points in this game, but nobody really went crazy necessarily from the Indiana Pacers. I mean, Nembhard had 10 points in 25 minutes. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 turnovers in this game. Siakam did the most work for you offensively in 24 minutes. He had 18 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point range, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers in this game as well. Nobody really went crazy for the Indiana Pacers, and you can thank the Raptors defense for that. But another person you have to thank for what they did offensively was Sandro Mamukelashvili. He checks in the game and just immediately goes straight to work in this one. Just a high IQ basketball player who keeps the game simple. And as soon as he comes in, he ends up drilling 2 threes right off the bat. And it's a good thing that he did because the Raptors were really struggling offensively in this one. They subsequently go on a 9-0 run. And RJ was aggressive going to the basket. He had 5 points with 3:47 remaining in that first quarter. And just overall, I think we're going to drop one for RJ Barrett. Because, and this is the thing, you see, when Ingram has that quiet game, and I'll talk to you about Colin Murray Boyles in just a second, but 32 minutes from RJ Barrett, 20 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point range, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. He gave you 8 rebounds and 5 assists as well. 1 steal in the game. people wonder why we talk about RJ Barrett. Damn it, he's necessary. He's necessary because he takes that offensive load off the rest of the other guys. And so when you have him and Barnes and and Ingram, opens everything up for everybody else quickly as well. Opens the floor up just a bit more. And now the defense has to focus more on RJ and less on the other guys. And so now everybody gets their turn, right? And so the one thing that annoyed me a little bit in that first quarter is the Raptors not making that extra pass. They have to continue to make the extra pass to find higher percentage shots. They're missing out on wide open looks from three-point range because they're not making the extra look. They might get a half decent look or a contested shot, but you want to pass that up to get a better one. That's all I'm saying here. Good defense from both teams after the first quarter. Give a bit of the credit to the Indiana Pacers, but they shot just 8 of 22 from the field for 36%. Raptors 7 of 21 from the field, 33% overall in that first quarter. And the Raptors have a 1-point lead, 21-20 after that first quarter. Now, the Raptors, before I even get to the Raptors in regards to that second quarter, let me stick to the Pacers for just a second. When you look at Nesmith and Nembhard, Huff, Siakam, Jarris Walker, McConnell, Shepherd, no Toppin, obviously, no Halliburton, obviously, and now you get your center from the LA Clippers to come along. Okay, obviously he didn't play in this one as well. But the Pacers are going to be good next season. They're going to be good next season. Let's just make that extremely clear. And so it is pretty sad to see where the Pacers are right now, but they'll get a good draft pick. They'll get their guys coming back. And by guys, I'm talking about Halliburton. I talked about Toppin, Zubac as well. Okay. They're going to be good next season as well, but it's really sad. Their season is over, clearly. And so let's hold a moment of silence for the Indiana Pacers out of respect. Out of respect, because I'm hoping they come back and do damage next season to the NBA. But out of respect, let's just hold a quick moment of silence for the Indiana Pacers here, okay? Shout out to the Pacers. I'm hoping they come back next season and do some damage, man. Tough season for them, but hopefully it turns around by next season. Now, to start the second quarter, Trayce Jackson-Davis, okay? He gets his first look as a Toronto Raptor, and is immediately, as soon as he gets on the floor, he gets a good steal, sends it to Scottie Barnes in transition for the layup. And now you're asking, Mike, what did he do in this game? How did he play if you didn't see the game? Well, let me tell you, he played pretty damn well in this game. You want to know why? Because damn it, he had a double-double. Okay, yes, you heard me correctly. So we're going to drop one for Trayce Jackson-Davis. He did have a double-double in his debut. 16 minutes. He had 10 points. He was 2 of 4 from the field, 6 of 10 from the free throw line. He had 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. And damn it, he had 8 offensive rebounds. Didn't we talk about that on the last one? I did mention you his numbers on the last one in regards to his offensive rebounding. I told you about that. And so we have to ask ourselves, was this a good pickup? It's only been one game. But a double-double in your first game, not too shabby. Not too shabby. This is what you need. You need strength, rebounding, points around the basket, being able to be defensively loud in terms of his communication, and taking accountability with staying in front of your man and guarding your man, clogging up that paint, this is what you need. We're not asking for a whole bunch of minutes here from Trayce Jackson-Davis and to be complicated here. No, stick to the basics, stick within what you can do, and provide us with what your skill set can give us. That's it. That's all we're asking for. Okay. Now, I wouldn't say it necessarily ticked me off, but I mentioned this to you on the last show that I did. Colin Murray Boyles in this game. Okay. He ends up playing 8 minutes. He had 2 points and 1 block before he left this game with an injury with that hand. Remember I talked to you about this, that at some point the Raptors were going to have to do some type of injury management or some rest for Colin Murray Boyles because he keeps grimacing with that damn left hand. Well, he gets injured in the first quarter, does not return to the game. Like, this is basic stuff here. You know that his dominant hand is killing him. We see it every game. And now to the point where he checks into the game and gets injured and can't return. That annoys me a little bit. It really, really does. I'm hoping his hand gets a little bit better. He's going to get a little bit of an extended break because the All-Star break is coming up, but he needs a bit of a breather. And so I'm happy he's going to get some time off. Now, Grady Dick has to start. He's annoying me a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but overall, he played decent, especially towards the latter in this game. But Grady Dick, 16 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 6 from the field, gave you 1 rebound, 1 assist, 3 steals in the game, which is really good. Okay, but I think some of his minutes are going to have to start going to Jamison Battle at some point. And I was wondering what was taking so long for Jamison Battle to actually get into this game. 7 minutes, didn't score, 0 of 4 from the field, just 2 rebounds. But at some point, you got to make a decision with Jamison Battle. Is he or is he not going to play? Because playing him sometimes, and he's not ever going to get a chance to have a rhythm. He's going to need some type of rhythm, some type of confidence to be able to get in there and be in a good frame of mind when he's in the game. Okay. So something has to be done in regards to that. But offensively, overall, midway through the second quarter in this game, the Raptors just looked awful offensively. Just sloppy passing, missing wide open shots, not pushing the ball out in transition. And then Nesmith ends up coming down the court, drills a 3. Darko takes a timeout, and it's a 31-30 ball game. 1 point advantage for the Raptors with 6:37 remaining in that second quarter. And now the Raptors are shooting 5 of 14 from 3-point range, and they were all made from the bench. All made from the bench. And Mamukelashvili knocked down, I believe, 3 of those at that point. He had 22 minutes in this game, 17 points, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3-point range, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Damn it, we're going to drop one for Sandro in this one. And you know what? Let me get to some team stats here. Okay, the Raptors shot 11 of 30 from 3-point range. The Pacers shot 12 of 33. From the free throw line, this is one number that I like, and I'm going to drop for attempts. I'm going to drop for attempts. Not necessarily free throws made. They shot 21 of 30 from the free throw line, and they shot 70% from the line, but they shot more than double the Pacers. Pacers shot 12 of 14. So we're being aggressive and getting to the line. Rebounds, 54-40 advantage, plus 14 on the boards for the Raptors in this one. You were plus 6 in steals, 12-6 there. Less turnovers. Raptors 13, still kind of high. Don't want to see that. But good pressure defense, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit more in regards to the second half. But the Raptors did let them cough the ball up 19 times in this game. Now listen to this. In regards to fast break points, that is something I touch on often on this show because it's important. Fast break points in this game, 34-9. Plus 25 in regards to fast break points in this game. Give a big shout out to Scottie because he's looking to push the ball anytime that he can. And quickly has been a little bit better too with getting that ball up the court, making the pass earlier to get the ball up there in transition. Also, what was the last thing that I wanted to see? Points in the paint. 64-46 for the Raptors regard to points in the paint. We'll drop one in there. And that was really good to see because, like I mentioned, you want to see the Raptors being aggressive. You don't just want to settle for 3-point shots all damn game. And the Raptors, 11 turnovers in that first half alone. It was a 48-46 ball game at the half for the Pacers. The Raptors did pick up the scoring in transition towards the latter end of the second quarter, but Mamu had 13 points and Scottie had 8 points and 4 rebounds at the half. Now, you can tell that Darko Rajakovic, man, his body language and the way that he was getting at some of his guys, he was pissed at halftime. He was absolutely pissed because the Raptors look a bit lackadaisical, slow on defense, just looked a mess on the offensive end. And so I don't know what he said to them at halftime. I don't know what he said, but he was pissed. This is, listen, there's probably a couple things that he said. I'll play them for you right now. I actually have some sound. This is it actually right here.
It's happening over here during whole season. I've been holding it back. It's a complete crap. This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this.
And listen, he was pissed. Some harsh words just now from Darko Rajakovic. But let's see what they did in the second half. Something clicked. Something changed because the Raptors came out aggressive. They took a 59-53 advantage with 8:42 remaining in that third quarter. And Scottie had a nasty spin and two-handed jam over one Johnny Furphy. Okay, now, one thing that I did realize is there are times when Emmanuel Quickley just goes MIA. And we don't hear anything from this guy for big spurts of time in this game. He disappears offensively. I don't know if that's more on him, more on Darko, or a bit of a combination of both of them, but that needs to be addressed and solved. And I would lean on Darko Rajakovic for that. But Barrett comes alive in the third quarter, drills a couple threes, stays aggressive. And at that point, midway through the third, he has 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And now quickly, like I mentioned, after a drought, comes alive and he knocks down a couple threes as well. And in 28 minutes, he had 13 points. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3-point range, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. I'm going to drop one for Quickley because at least when he doesn't score at a high volume lately, he's been doing other things. Still getting you rebounds, still getting you assists, playing defense, getting steals. And so you do got to give him some love and respect for that. Now, I had a question. What do you guys think about someone like Cam Thomas? What do you guys think about somebody like Cam Thomas? He is a free agent right now. He gets let go from the Brooklyn Nets. He can score the ball. Like he can score. Doesn't have a lot of size. But if you insert him on the game and put him on the wing, he gets buckets. He gets buckets. What do you guys think about a guy like Cam Thomas? I'm not saying necessarily go after him. I'm just asking you guys the question. He can't score. He's definitely going to be valuable to some team that he gets picked up by. But what are your thoughts on that? Just putting that out there quickly. With 3:23 remaining in that third quarter, the Raptors have a 78-66 lead. 78-66 lead. Remember, they were down 2 to start the quarter. And at that point, Scottie Barnes had 19 points and 10 rebounds. And a scary moment in this one in the third quarter towards the end. And all the best to Johnny Furphy, who went down with a serious leg injury after a dunk. I'm hoping he's okay, but it looked pretty rough. It looked pretty rough, but I'm hoping he's okay. But in that third quarter alone, Scottie Barnes, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists in just that third quarter alone. The Raptors put up 44 points in the third quarter. They had a 16-point lead after 3, 90-74 after that beatdown that they gave the Pacers in that third quarter. I mean, it was bad. I told you I'm going to get you guys out of here quickly, and it's already been 20 minutes. I'm failing at that. Sorry, guys. Getting into the fourth quarter, I'll try to make this quick. So now Jackson-Davis is cleaning up on rebounding, finishing after some missed buckets in the paint, 7 points early on. 7 points in totality early in that fourth quarter. There's 100-80 with 9:43 remaining in that fourth quarter. And the Raptors were playing some pressure defense. I don't know how their defense ended up getting way better in that fourth quarter, but they were just making the Pacers cough it up one after the other. And like I mentioned, I'm not sure what Darko said to them, but it was probably along the lines
What's happening over here during whole season? I've been calling it back. It's a complete crap.
But the Pacers, they just shut this thing down. With like 8 minutes left in the game, they pulled Siakam. They shut it down, which I don't blame them one bit. I mean, seriously, are you really going to play Siakam in a game where it's a blowout? Maybe a freak injury or something like that happens and he's out. You don't want to do that. They shut it down. The Raptors end up shutting down Barnes and Barrett and these guys pretty early in this one because they just put a beat down on. And you know what? Another person I'm going to drop a bomb for in this one because I really liked what he did defensively in this one. I'm going to drop a bomb for Jacoby Walter. Played big minutes in this one. He had 27 minutes in this game. He had 6 points. He was 2 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range. He had 4 rebounds, 2 assists in this game, 2 steals, and a block. And as we go forward, Jacoby Walter, trust me, the man is going to be necessary coming off our bench in this one. Okay? He really, really is. He showed a lot of... He showed some dog in him. He showed some dog. And RJ did as well. RJ did as well. Getting to the basket and just being aggressive overall in this game. Scottie, I mean, listen, man. Scottie was all over the place in this game. All over the place in this game. 33 minutes in this game. 25 points. 14 rebounds. 6 assists. 4 blocks. And 2 steals. Did you hear his post game right after the... You didn't hear his post game? I'll play it for you.
I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want.
Take it easy, Scottie. We know, sir. We know. Raptors doing absolute damage to the Indiana Pacers in this one. And this is, you have to. You have to. These are the games that you have to win. You have to go out there and get these type of W's. At Mike Roach 7 on IG, at Mike Roach 23 on X. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the show. I'm out of here, folks. Let's get to the Super Bowl. Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday evening. Be responsible. Stay safe. Do not drink and drive if you're out there watching the game. This is the Mike Roach Show. I'll be back again soon, and I'm out.